Today's focus is on 7 financial traps the Jewish community has learned to avoid, and, more importantly, how anyone can do the same. Trap number 1, lifestyle inflation, the silent wealth killer. One hard truth hits many people when they realize their income has grown significantly over the years, yet their savings account remains stubbornly the same. It's a pattern that sounds all too familiar. A promotion comes through. Suddenly, that new car feels within reach. The kids move out, and the temptation of a bigger house starts to grow louder. This is lifestyle inflation, one of the quietest yet deadliest wealth killers. The math is brutally simple. When spending rises at the same rate as income, wealth stays flat instead of growing. Warren Buffett, one of America's richest men, still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500, not because he can't afford anything better, but because he understands that true wealth isn't about showing off. It's about growing what you have. Trap number 2, single income dependency. All your eggs in one basket. Think back to a time when an entire financial life depended on a single paycheck. Whether from a corporate job, a spouse's salary, or any one source of income. When that paycheck stopped, everything else stopped too. This dependence on a single income source isn't just risky, it's a financial trap that has taken down countless otherwise responsible people. The Jewish tradition has recognized this danger for centuries. The Talmud advises, a person should always divide their money into 3 parts, one for land, one for business, and one kept in reserve. This is ancient wisdom about diversification that predates modern portfolio theory by roughly 1,500 years. It wasn't because of sophisticated financial theory, but a clear understanding that relying on a single source is inherently vulnerable. Building a second income stream is essential and can start small. It might be a rental property generating $1,000 monthly, a consulting side gig leveraging professional expertise, or $500 in monthly dividends from index funds. The amount is far less important than the separation itself. Each income stream acts as a safeguard against the failure of another. The purpose of a second income isn't primarily to get rich, it's to buy peace of mind. Trap number 4, impulse spending, the emotional money drain. There's a moment many people know all too well, browsing Amazon after dinner or walking through Target on a random weeknight, buying something not out of need, but because it feels good in the moment. By the time the package arrives, that feeling is gone, but the bank account is noticeably smaller. This steady drip of impulse purchases isn't just a habit. It's a financial trap with strong emotional hooks that are hard to break. Jewish tradition offers a powerful remedy embedded in the weekly rhythm called Shabbat. For one full day, everything stops. No shopping, no spending, no financial transactions. Just rest, reflection, and meaningful connection. Trap number 5, weak community ties. The solo finance trap. Consider this. Has there ever been a time when the entire financial burden felt like it was resting on one person's shoulders? Every decision, every bill, every emergency landing squarely on one individual? That kind of isolation isn't just exhausting, it's financially risky. In Jewish culture, there's a deep-rooted concept called kahila, community, but it's more than a word, it's practical. Families support each other in launching businesses, sharing knowledge and connections, while children grow up witnessing mentorship, cooperation, and mutual support as normal. This community approach provides more than emotional comfort. It offers a tangible economic advantage that has enabled Jewish families to thrive through centuries of adversity. Many successful professionals in their 50s and 60s have followed sound financial principles, but still feel vulnerable because they lack trusted advisors or a network for perspective during financial crossroads. That isolation can lead to missed opportunities, costly mistakes, and stress that no investment strategy can fix. Yet, even with strong community support, one more subtle financial trap can still create setbacks. Trap number 6, avoiding financial education, the knowledge gap. At a certain age, learning something new about money can feel uncomfortable. There might be a feeling that this knowledge should already be known, or fear around facing actual financial numbers. Some might think, what's the point? It's too late anyway. That inner voice isn't truth. It's a common financial trap. In Jewish tradition, learning isn't just for the young, it's a lifelong mission. The Talmud says, "Much have I learned from my teachers, more from my colleagues, but most from my students." This means the moment learning stops, growth stops, financially and beyond. Some of the wealthiest people in their 60s and 70s continue to read financial books, take courses, and stay curious. The primary reason people don't invest, build passive income, or plan well for retirement isn't a lack of money, it's a lack of clarity. And clarity comes only through ongoing education. The financial industry often makes money management seem complicated and inaccessible without expert help. This complexity serves their interests, not those of everyday people. What's needed isn't a finance degree, but clear basic education delivered in an understandable way, suited to each person's pace and life stage. Yet, even the most financially educated face one final trap that can still cause major setbacks. Trap number 7, ignoring legacy planning when good intentions go wrong. Let's talk about something many avoid, not because it's complicated, but because it feels heavy. What happens to your money, home, and investments when you're no longer here? Without a clear legacy plan, the government decides for you. Families might fight, values can be lost, and everything built over a lifetime could unravel within months. In Jewish tradition, legacy isn't just paperwork, it's a responsibility. The concept of tzedakah is often translated as charity, but it really means justice. It stresses that money should continue to do good even after someone is gone, and that families should know what mattered most. Not just possessions, but beliefs and values passed down through generations. This mindset encourages thoughtful stewardship, ensuring that wealth serves a higher purpose beyond personal gain. It also inspires planning that protects future generations from unnecessary hardship and conflict. Ultimately, legacy is about creating a meaningful impact that endures far beyond a single lifetime. Remember, wealth isn't about how much is earned, but how much is kept and grown. These timeless principles have protected and multiplied wealth for generations. Now it's time to apply them. Which trap will be tackled first? Drop a comment below and subscribe for more insights and strategies to secure your financial future.